Fascinating new case study just out where they tracked one individual and they tracked their mood, their sleep, their respiration, their heart rate variability for 133 days. And they also scanned their brain 30 times across 15 weeks. And what did they find? Well, there were three major results. First, what they found is that when this individual was sleeping less than 7.5 hours a night consistently, there were marked impairments in the communication networks within the brain. In fact, those communication pathways were reduced and impaired somewhere between 15 to 24% caused by that short sleep. Second, and perhaps most surprising, the impact of that short sleep on the brain network communication highways was not recovered after one night of good sleep. It wasn't even recovered after 1 week of good sleep. In fact, they could see the blast radius of short sleep duration 15 days later. In other words, the brain was still impaired in its communication more than 2 weeks later. The third and final result was fascinating. Where in the brain were these impairments happening? They weren't all over the brain. They were in three specific networks. The first network was the network that helps you concentrate and focus. That showed impairments. The second network was regions that help you learn and remember. Those areas were also disrupted by sleep. And the final area, which was consistent with the mood changes, were areas that help regulate your emotions and your mood states. So what is the take-home message here? Well, I think we have to be cautious. This is just an N of 1 study and it's simply associational. We can't make any strong causal claims. Nevertheless, I do think it makes for sobering reading, specifically the fact that perhaps we have underestimated the blast radius, the long-term consequence of a short-term disruption in your sleep in terms of brain networks and brain impairment.